Mark, how do you get a game like Tuesday night out of the system?
Yeah, it's always difficult. Always difficult. I said to the players directly after the game, we were hurting as a team, as a squad. We never want to have results like that come out because we want to show what we can do to our fans and reward them for all the support they give to us. So it hurts a hell of a lot when the result comes like that. What we have to do, we have to get out of the system. We have to learn from things, and obviously there were clear parts of the game where we need to learn from and get better at from the game against Bolton. Set plays being them, so we had to address that. We have to look at it. We can't hide away from it, and we have done that in the lead up to the week. It's always difficult when you have to recover and you can't really spend a lot of time on the training ground because of the physicality of the games coming thick and fast. But we've done what we needed to do. Hopefully we've got it out of our system. I feel that way with the way the boys were in training on Thursday and today. We looked at the game, we dissected it and highlighted the things where we can get better. And yeah, there was a group acceptance that we need to improve and bounce back on Saturday.
The fans will be crying out, "Oh, you need to make defensive changes. You need to do this. Need to do that." I mean, I suppose the position you're in, you don't really have an awful lot of options, certainly defensively, as we've discussed recently.
Yeah, there's limited options from a defensive point of view for us to do. We made the change against Bolton there with Tanai coming off, with a hamstring, but that wasn't serious. That was just more precaution. And like I said, with the volume of games coming, we just kind of had to freshen it up a little bit in that way. T came on at half time and fitted into the team well. We like kind of lost the game, but I felt he come in and did well. But yeah, we have got limited options in that position. But we've been, up until the game against Bolton, we've been relatively pleased with how we've performed defensively and out of possession. I think you take the set play goals away and it's a different feeling after the game, if you don't concede the goals in that manner. So listen, we know we've got to get better in them areas. We know we have to give more in those difficult moments and defend better, but we'll be ready for it, and that's what we've tried to install into the lads this week.
Jack Tucker's come in for some quite heavy criticism from certain elements of the fan base. What have you made of him so far, and what's his mental state like at the moment?
Yeah, Jack. Listen, we all take criticism after a defeat like that, and quite rightly so. I was keen to say that in the post match video that everybody has a responsibility, and we know that, and we have to take that on our shoulders. We have to do better for the fans, for those fans who travelled and support us when we go away like that. We have to perform better and give ourselves a chance in games. We didn't give ourselves a chance at Bolton with the manner of the goals we conceded. But as individuals, like I said, since I've came in, I've been impressed with Jack. He wants to listen. He wants to get better. Do the players have dips in games? Of course they do. That's football. That's the industry we live in. If everybody were performing at their top every game, it's very, very unusual. So you're going to have little dips and things like that within games. But what we say to the players all the time is, if those dips are happening with a back four unit or a defensive unit or a certain player, then we've got the support around him. And that's what I always say about being good teammates and looking after each other in situations. If a mistake happens, we recover for each other. We get back in and we do that. So as far as I'm concerned, and I have no problem with Jack. He's been performing well. We actually did looked at his stats, and he was performing within the top 10 of the centre-backs in the league. We only sat down with him last week and went through that. And I said, listen, I've been happy with you in your performances and how you're progressing. We all know there's room for improvement for us as a team, for players and individuals, and we strive every day to get better and better. And he's just one of them who's doing that. So no problems with Jack.
A tough week. I mean, we mentioned it all the time. The run of games that you're going to be going through at the moment, but there's, these sorts of weeks don't necessarily define the season, do they? It'll be more likely to be the games where it's you're taking on teams in and around where you are more so than the guys at the top end.
Yeah, ultimately. But every time we step out on the pitch, we have a responsibility to ourselves, to everybody we represent, the fans, the club, that we want to go win football matches. That's what we want to do, no matter who we're playing, whether it's teams at the top or in and around us. Every time we step across that white line, we're going out there to get 3 points, and that's our mindset. Different games might look different in how we set up and how we approach certain elements of the game, but ultimately we're going out there to set a team up to get 3 points, and that's what we'll do on Saturday, and that won't change. We have to be strong with how we see the game being played, what our beliefs are as a team, as a staff, and we have to stand by that. And everything that I've seen this week from the players has been leaning towards, they've got over it quickly. They're going to learn from it, and we're going to put a strong performance in. So that's what we're aiming to do.
And there's not many better places to go in League One than Hillsborough, is it? Especially when they're flying, the atmosphere will be pretty massive tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's, we want to do that. We want to test ourselves against the best. We want to play in games with atmosphere and kind of the home fans getting onto us. But again, our away fans who travel up, we can't believe the support we get. We're really, really grateful for that, and we were so disappointed not to produce a performance from them or to concede the goals that we did in the manner at Bolton. So we as individuals, as a team, we want to put that right, and we want to do that on Saturday.
What sort of threats do you expect from Sheffield Wednesday then?
Set plays. I mean, a smile with that, but yes, set plays, and that was our Achilles heel against Bolton. Up until then, we'd done fairly well at defending, but no, we've had to address that this week, and we've looked at certain things, and we've analysed it and gone back, and we're making not wholesale changes in there, but we need to be on our game in those positions. Listen, they're a good team who are flying high with experienced players in there. They've got a lot of physicality, so we have to match that. They're going to have the height on us, but we're going to have to match that. And it's not all about having big players in the team. It's players who are hungry to fight and battle and disrupt the opposition in those moments. But when we get a chance to play, we have to show our style as well. And I think against Bolton, early on the first half, I think we didn't play as much as we should have played. But certainly we had moments in both halves where we had the ball and we created movements and attacks where we caused problems. So we'll be aiming to do that as well. But they're going to be a big threat, but we're looking forward to it.
Some of the positives that we wanted to talk about with you probably wasn't the right time on Tuesday night, but the attacking football that you played, you cut Bolton open a few times, had a few good opportunities, and problem is, as we said a couple of weeks ago, you just need to put those chances away when they come along.
Yeah, it was hard to talk about any positives after the game when you lose in that manner, or you kind of, it's hurting, it's stinging a little bit, particularly when I'm speaking to you guys straight after, I'm speaking to the players directly after the game, and quite rightly so, it should sting, it should hurt, and like I said there, we have a responsibility to perform at a certain level, and we in certain moments we dropped below that against Bolton. But going back to that, yeah, there were positives. There were some positives. I thought there was a handball which could have gone differently on a different day. I thought the offside was onside, really, really close, and on a different day that would have been given onside. So key moments in the game where we felt even we might have been 2-3 goals down. If we get that extra goal back, I mean, even the save in the second half from their goalkeeper, which was a fantastic save, would have got it back to 3-1. And then all of a sudden, you never know in a game. It switches the momentum. I have to say that Jamie Cummins made 2 fantastic saves. So, we conceded 5, but he made 2 fantastic saves within that as well. So, listen, we're under no illusions that wasn't good enough from certain aspects on the game against Bolton, but we will look at the positives and see them and hopefully get more of them against Sheffield Wednesday.
And just finally on the injury front, is there any update on Anthony Stewart and how long he may be out yet?
Yeah, it's probably looking to be a few more weeks than we thought, really. So no real long time scale on it, but it's going to be longer than a couple of weeks. So hopefully, if he responds well over the next, I don't know, 8 to 10 days, and it might become a little bit short, but we have to see how it responds to a certain type of treatment. So yeah, but apart from that, everybody's fit, everybody's strong. Dawson was feeling a little bit of illness, so we've assessed him over the last couple of days as well. So he's played a lot of football and been really, really influential for us. So we'll see how he comes through that kind of bout of illness, but nothing too serious that we need to worry about. Ethan Robson's back in training now, which is really, really good news. I think the game on Saturday is too soon for him, but certainly he'll be in contention for the game against Ipswich at the stadium next week.